A few wild and unexpected things happened this weekend for Auburn baseball. We're going to talk about the things that you need to know for the Auburn versus Southern Cal series. War Eagle, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Kyle, and as a reminder, as you're watching or listening today, be sure to drop a comment down below. It'll help enter you into our ongoing subscriber giveaway for a signed Auburn football prize package. Details are listed in the description link. And lastly, we do want to thank members of our booster club like Devin Wistrom, who help produce videos like this. Short, sweet, to the point, and Auburn baseball. That's the how and the what we're covering in this video. Auburn versus Southern Cal series. The big question to answer at the top of this video: how did they do? Well, in game one, the Tigers won 5-3 to get off to a great start. In game two, a little bit more resounding win, 12-6, but game three, a little bit more frustrating because it ended in a tie, 12-12. It still frustrates me. Game one of this series got off to a great start for Southern Cal, despite the travel issues and changes that they had to endure as a program this week. We'll talk about that in just a second. But thankfully, because of a great offensive fourth for the Auburn Tigers, they were able to secure the win. This is also in addition because of a pitching by committee approach, which started with Chase Alsop getting the normal start on the Friday game of the series, but several other pitchers came behind him to secure the win: Bauman, Armstrong, and the closer, Will Cannon. Game two, very similar scenario. USC gets off to a great start, but that is when the offensive Auburn that we are getting accustomed to seeing exploded, resulting in a really good fourth inning, sixth inning, eighth inning, where Auburn secures that big margin of victory for the win, 12-6, without Joseph Gonzalez at the helm. And then game three, the frustrating one, it ended in a tie because of a curfew situation for travel arrangements for USC having to head back that way. Lots of swings back and forth with a lot of offense. You can see that with a 12-12 tie. Obviously, both teams had a shot to win this at the end of the game, with a few mistakes by both teams too. It's a little frustrating that it ended this way, but that brings Auburn's overall record to 5-1 and now 1 on the year. I do want to mention some players of note, but the reality is there are too many to talk about in this short segment, so I'm going to give you the ones that stuck out most to me. I want to mention Will Cannon, who got his first 2 saves of the year on games 1 and 2 of this series. Follow that up with a newer name that we haven't talked about yet, Cole McMurray at first base, who had an outstanding game 2, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, and a home run in that performance. Some familiar names now: Ike Irish, 8 for 13 on the series. He got a triple, and then several other things that he just did at the plate. He's obviously proven to be quite the phenom. And another familiar name, Justin Kirby, who had 2 home runs on the weekend, which included 1 3-run home run and a grand slam. A few series notes for you to be aware of: these games were supposed to take place in Southern Cal, but weather was going to prevent them from doing a single game out there. Thankful that they got this to happen in Auburn, but it would have been nice to see how Auburn performed on the road. Joseph Gonzalez was supposed to start game 2, but some shoulder soreness, which has plagued him in the past, did resurface. We'll just continue to monitor that situation. And then really interesting here, the lineup changed up a lot for Auburn in this series from what we were used to on opening weekend. We'll have to see if it changes again. And finally, a few takeaways from this series for me personally. I did have concerns with what would happen, especially with game 2, with Gonzalez being out, and what the pitching staff and rotation would look like, but I think we managed that pretty well. Hopefully, Gonzalez is going to be good for the rest of the year, and it's just something that was a precaution. And again, the offense continues to impress, and that's led by guys like Justin Kirby and Ike Irish. So far, this offense looks to be the biggest strength of this team. It'll be interesting to watch if that continues forward. So there you have it, the things that you need to know about the Auburn versus USC series. Would love to know from you if there's anything I missed that you'd like to talk about, or things that you'd like to expound upon that we talked about here, down in the comment section below. Be sure to do that to be entered into that ongoing subscriber giveaway. And hey, you need to be subscribed, so do that and take care of that because it's part of the process. Lastly, check out those links in the description for ways that you can help support us here at E2C Network, where we share the whole Auburn experience. War Eagle.